back to Magoo's Views. All right, y'all. So this is my review for Earl Sweatshirt, Live, Laugh, and Love. This is a good album, man. This is a good album. Like I said, man, hip hop's been eating good this year. I just did my review for Ghostface Killah's Supreme Clientele 2. And all this does, man, it just adds to the repertoire. I know it sounds like a broken record, but this is a good album. Now, one thing I will say about Earl, man, as far as his beat selection. Earl's beat selection, very unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, his flow and his delivery, it just fits. It just matches, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I listen to the beats like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's something I like, and there's sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that one. But overall, as far as his rapping skills and his ability as an MC and as a rapper, they're there, man. Earl's a beast. Earl really is nice, man. He has a strong fan base, too. Very strong fan base. But this was not as long as Supreme Clientele 2. Supreme Clientele 2 had like over 20 tracks, you know, including skits. This had, I'm going to say 11 to 12, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get right into it, man. This is my review for Live, Laugh, and Love, Earl Sweatshirt. GSW versus, Say, if I pronounce it right. I said Earl's rapping on here, man. I like the beat. You know, the beat's really kind of doing its own thing. I kind of liken it to, like, you know how back in the day, you know, you're looking for the radio and the frequency is kind of off, you know what I'm saying? You kind of got a channel, like, especially, you know, growing up, like, I was born in the late 80s. I grew up in the 90s, man. So that's what the beat kind of reminded me of, like, you know, kind of like radio frequency. But it was dope, though, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But Earl's rapping on there, man. Forge. That was a good one. Like I said, that was a pretty cool one. Infatuation, that was cool. That was one of my favorite ones on the album. I like that one a lot. Gamma Need the Love, that was a pretty cool one. He had a nice shout out to True Goy the Dub, you know what I'm saying, from De La Soul Plug too. Of course, you know, he passed away a couple years ago, but De La Soul is one of the most iconic groups in hip hop of all time, you know what I'm saying? So that was really cool that, you know, he gave them their love on this song, you know what I'm saying? That was really cool. You know, he gave True Boy his love. Well done. That was a good one. That was a nice beat as well. Live, you know what I'm saying? That was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? One thing I will say about it is that when I first heard it, I listened to it twice. I'll be honest with y'all. When I first heard it, it sounded like his hand was over the mic, you know, he was rapping like this. It sounded kind of muffled in a way, you know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but at first I couldn't, you know, really hear him that well, and at kind of same time, kind of like he was falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping like, whereas the first song, you know, JSW Verse, it's like kind of like he's about to laugh, like he's trying to like force himself not to laugh on there. But that one, it kind of sounded like muffled a little bit, or he was really close to the mic when he was rapping. But yeah, that was Live. Stag, that was one of my favorite songs on here as well. That was a good track. I like that one as well. Crisco, that was another one. I like that one as well. That was a pretty good one as well. That was a dope song. Tourmaline, that was another one. I know he dropped the video for that one. He had a pretty cool Bowser and Mario reference in there too. Like I said, man, very cool. And Heavy Metal, aka Ejectocito. Yeah, like I said, man, the production was very unorthodox, but as far as like his rapping ability over, man, it really impresses me, because sometimes if I was rapping, so I would hear those beats like, man, I don't know, man. But for him, it's kind of like, man, he fits in his pocket. Like, it's easy for him, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely did his thing on there, you know what I'm saying? Then Exhaust, yeah, that was a cool one too. Like I said, man, that was probably, yeah, that was a cool message. I like that one too. A good song overall. That was one of my favorites on there too. And like I said, I gave this the same as far as, you know, like Supreme Clientele, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it was a strong album. Like I said, as far as the beat selections, very like unorthodox, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing like, you know, as far as like people like, I feel like, you know, Earl definitely has an underground, you know, fan base and stuff like that. You know, even though Earl Sweatshirt has a name out here, of course he was with Odd Future and stuff like that, you know, Tyler Creator, Frank Ocean, all the rest of them, you know, they all came up together and stuff. You know, at the same time, I think his fan base definitely have, you know, more of an underground feel, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, his beat selection, one thing about Earl Sweatshirt, he's definitely inspired by MF Doom. He's very inspired by MF Doom, you know what I'm saying? MF Doom kind of had that same ability where it's like, it didn't matter what kind of beat it was, he could just rap on it. And I feel the same thing with Earl, and like his production a lot of times, like, it's very unorthodox, but at the same time, he knows how to make it work. And I just respect the mess of that. To me, that's a testament to his skill set as an MC to really be able to do that as well. You know what I'm saying? But overall, yeah, man, live, laugh, love. And that's another thing I will say about Earl, like I say about Tyler, is it's cool to see them grow. It's really cool to see them grow, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember the Odd Future, you know, the adolescent, the teenage years, you know, you're acting rambunctious and acting wild. We all been there, you know what I'm saying? But to see him grow, that's really cool. To see him actually grow as far as his skill set and as a rapper, that's even better, you know? And the picture of him when he's smoking. I said, hey man, he looked like an uncle that just did 20. That just got up and doing 20. It's very funny. I'm gonna post a video when I post a picture when I do my video. But overall, man, really good album. I liked it a lot. Anyway, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.